So, yeah, welcome, and welcome as well if you're online tuning in. So we're going to have a bit of a practice evening today. We'll be meditating a fair amount and other things, which I'll explain a bit later. But to begin with, we're going to salute the shrine. So, do you want to stand up? And we'll do this in call and response. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Dharmaya.
Namo Dharmaya.
Namo Sanghaya.
Namo Sanghaya.
Namo Namah.
Namo
Okay, good. So, yeah, to begin with, we're going to just settle, just start to relax, basically. So, you know, as I said, we'll be doing a bit of meditation tonight. And if we're going to, you know, if we're going to meditate, if we're going to bring kind of any sort of reflection to mind, we have to do it from a relaxed place. We can't. So any kind of insight in Buddhism it's not just an intellectual exercise. It's a kind of really kind of relaxed, really energized place. So in order to do that, we need to just start to, I don't know, let go of the day. You know, we've got so many preoccupations, don't we, day to day. So what I'll do is I'll lead us through about a 15-minute body awareness exercise, and that will help do that, and then we'll come out of that and do something else. So yeah, if you just want to get into your meditation posture. So we can start to relax our bodies. So any tension you can feel, you can begin to ungrip, begin to let go. We can start to, first of all, relax the face. So letting the lips drop, softening the gaze behind the eyelids. Relaxing the jaw. Unfurrowing the eyebrows. And bringing your attention down. So letting your shoulder blades roll down your back. So your shoulders come away from your ears. Relaxing any gripping in the arms. You can get a sense of the energy in the hands as well. Even just the sensations of the hands as they touch the cushion or your lap. come back up now, and this time we're bringing your awareness to your chest, and in particular where your heart is, in the middle of your chest. Okay, and here you can just notice any sensations. And then down to your tummy. Again, just seeing what you can notice. And if there's any kind of gripping or kind of tension, you don't need to try and wish that it's not there. You can just pay attention to those sensations. And coming down, so firstly your sitting bones, you can just relax them, so you're letting more and more of your weight drop into the ground through the cushions or through the chair. And then relaxing any gripping in our legs, particularly in the thighs. Ungripping. Also trying to relax any gripping in the calves. You can imagine them melting into the ground. And then down to your feet. So again here you can notice the sensations of the feet touching the floor, touching the mat. Good, and after I ring the bell we can come out of meditation posture. And we can open our eyes again. So yeah, just you can come out in meditation posture. I'm going to talk, and if you can open your eyes as well. I'll just say something for a few minutes, and we'll meditate again. So yeah, we're going to be doing a few practices today, and really what I want to do is just go through. I mean, it won't be fully because we don't really have time, but as much as I can, go through the system of practice that we have at the centre. So obviously the centre, the LBC, is part of a tradition called Triratna, which means 3 jewels. 3 jewels, those are the Buddhist refuges. And we have a system of practice, and the system takes you from, early stages of the path towards enlightenment all the way to the end. That's the idea. And all Buddhist traditions do that in some way, shape or form. That's the whole point. We're trying to get to enlightenment. So in our tradition, in our system, we have what are called 5 different stages, or 5 different stages of the system of practice, I guess. And the first one is integration. And these stages, they're not so much like you complete one and then you go on to the next. In a way, we're trying to do all 5 when we practice, somewhat. But the earlier stages, you complete earlier, but you're kind of doing all of them. Anyway, I hope it'll become clearer when I explain them a bit. So, in the first stage, integration. So we're just trying to integrate all aspects of ourselves around something. In this case, around a transcendental goal. So, very, very simply, we have the mindfulness of breathing. That's a practice in integration. So when we practice the mindfulness of breathing, we are trying to have the object of meditation, our breath, as an anchor, and we come back to it, don't we? So we just come back to the practice, back to the breath. And what can happen in any practice really, but the mindfulness of breathing particularly, is that when we go off, it's like we fantasize about, what else could we be doing? We make a list of what we need to do, or we think about what we could have said in the conversation we had earlier. So we just get distracted, and so all of our kind of different desires, let's say, become more obvious and apparent. The things that our mind goes to becomes more clear, and we have to bring ourselves back. And in the process of doing that, we can start to sort of integrate our minds a bit more. We're not so scattered. We become aware of what moves us, and therefore we can become a bit bigger than that. In a sense, when we're mindful, we become sort of bigger. We don't get lost in the anxiety or in the kind of the difficulty, the hatred, the doubt that we can have. So we start to integrate these different sides of ourselves. We start to understand ourselves more. So that's one aspect of integration. There's another aspect which I'll come on to a bit later, but that's one aspect. So we're going to do the mindfulness of breathing, and the only thing that I recommend is just do the practice as you've been taught it, with the 4 stages. Don't try and do anything funny or anything new. Partly because, if we try to innovate, then we don't really go that deep. And when we try and innovate the practice, in a sense, we're just getting away from that real anchor that we need to keep coming back to, that will really show us, what we come up with. Often if we try and innovate, it can be superficial, and we can just do that because we're a bit bored. We can't really sit with what's going on. It's a bit meh. So just do the practice in the 4 stages as we've been taught. As you've, hopefully, I think if you're in this room, you have been taught those stages in the mindfulness of breathing. And and the object of meditation is your breath. So it's not the counting, it's your breath. So just come back to the breath. Try and experience what the breath is. Actually experience the breath. We don't often, but try and actually do that. So yeah, I'm going to go on a bit like this throughout the evening and describe different practices in this way. So that's a mindfulness of breathing, which we'll do. And what I'll do before each meditation is read a poem from Sangharakshita, who's the founder of this movement, and all the system of practice has come from his understanding of the Dharma. You see what I mean? And his knowledge. So yeah, we'll sit. I'll read a poem. We'll meditate. I might read it at the end again. I might not. See how it goes, and then that'll be it. And then we'll have a tea, and we'll come back, and I'll explain something more, and we'll meditate, and then we'll do something different, which I'll explain later. Okay? So let's get ready for meditation. I want to break out. I want to break out, batter down the door, go tramping black heather all day on the windy moor, and at night in hayloft or under hedge, find a companion suited to my mind. I want to break through, shatter time and space, cut up the void with a knife, pitch the stars from their place, nor shrink back when, lidded with darkness, the eye of reality opens and blinds me, blue as the sky. The mindfulness of breathing. I want to break out. I want to break out. Batter down the door. Go tramping black heather all day on the windy moor, and at night in hayloft or under hedge, find a companion suited to my mind. I want to break through, shatter time and space, cut up the void with a knife, pitch the stars from their place, nor shrink back when lidded with darkness, the eye of reality opens and blinds me, blue as the sky. Okay, so yes, let's go next door now and we'll have a tea and we'll be back in about 20 minutes.
Kindly a spiral energy, it's slowly energy going up. Okay, good. So I get like the two distance of things. So in some energy, the Kundalini is not as prominent as other things that happen, but it's like a spiral and the base chakra will go around and look at money. If you feel spirals coming out of the chakras, and sometimes you feel inside. And also like that piston energy, sometimes piston energy feels like there's energy going up the back, energy up here at the back. And then the shaping is, one of the phenomena. Not many people get it, but there are sometimes people get in a retreat. With me it's all the time, like it's sleep, I can get it, but I can tune to it time, just tune into the silence. It's a blessing to have. Yeah, because it's kind of like all these things are kind of like something. When I first started to have these experiences, my teacher here said to me, it's a blessing to have these things. When you start getting more advanced, then some of the energy things that happen, it's like it's good karma to have, even though you haven't done it. So don't doesn't need to spend the sign to get disheartened with the progress, because actually things are happening. So some people say that the Prince of Republic is a precursor to the United States. But actually, if you listen to the Buddhist teachings, the third dhyana is likened to every third dhyana is likened to your experience is likened to a still lake, but with a bubbling stream coming up from the river. And that bubbling stream, my view is that bubbling stream that sometimes people have shapes preaching, that is actually a very statement. So often when I meditate, albeit silent, there's some issues at the moment, so there's some sadness energy, sometimes you have energy like this. Good, okay. And you can, there's those emotions of shape. Okay, good. So the thing about that is like, I always welcome those things because sometimes like these patterns if they come out good, because for me, if I turn to water and drop into it, there are two ways to handle water, the combination of energy, the breath at the beginning, and later on you can just sense it. So even this contraction, like, you can sense a contraction and drop into it. And like if it's the whole body, you're very ability, so you can probably feel the shape of the whole of the body contracting and you're just with it, and just stay with it. Or you can breathe into the whole of it, external. Just being with it and not, it can be like a fiery sting which dissipates, but actually if you stay with it, either it dissipates, as you know, negative energy either dissipates or it tells you something. But when the good, it took me a long time. I would just have that ability where I make the wrong decision, stay in a bad situation, just pressing the key, and it didn't work. Now what happens is, when that happens, I accept it's like the two things that will happen. I accept the person for who they are. Right? Something's difficult, they accept it, people feel it, accept it. And then I'm not bothered. But then another thought arises underneath it, which is why do I want to be around that person? And then so it's the same result. So sometimes I'll say no to situations. So this is what happens things. I even like in the church, you go to a church, and sometimes you feel this expansive energy. So I can feel energy outside the body. So for me, there's this, the beauty I think is, so if you been around the root chakra really, so first time I had it, so it doesn't need to be Christians, I think you've seen that, like for me, it kind of bumps up, so you feel it from the feet, I can feel it in the feet as well. So the root chakra go up. Yeah, good. So Angela, just showing me things, she just started to have that as well. Yeah, she just started to have that energy bubbling in the chest. So if you put the tongue to the mouth and do that, they stop the sugar and stop the belly, you can still feel the. Yeah, you can get it in the mouth, but also. Exactly, you feel it maybe going down to the jaw and down. So I think one thing that you can do is like, you kind of draw, then actually that energy can move and circle down to the start of it. So that's the first thing, yeah. But it's not more the energy you do, it's like, it's shaking energy. The first time I had shaking energy, I dropped in my consciousness into the root. So firstly, this shaking energy I get from the toes as well. It's sort of like shaking my legs. And then it's usually, first time I had like this, I dropped into the root chakra here. And I'm not getting between root chakra and this second chakra. Second chakra. And then I'll just drop into it. And actually what happens when you drop into that shaking energy, what happens, now I've dropped into shaking energy, it's turned into a spiral, into a circle. What happens the first time I dropped into that shaking energy is that you become more violent at this point, and I was just a focus where, oh, this is dangerous. I just didn't really mind it, just let the thoughts be there. I stayed with that energy more and more violent, and then my experience was that I exploded, and it was just like this nothing that's static. And then the body disappears. No, I had it here, but actually the whole body, everything disappeared. And then there's the body, and it was just static. That shaking energy is like that shaking energy but everywhere. It was like the space was just full of that shaking energy. So and then I come back into it. I don't know, oh yeah, there are fullness jars. Yeah. So there's 1, 2, 3. I get into that second fullness jar a lot. So that was the first experience of no body. And then I came back to the body and I came back to the body. And that's when the chest is like a warm buzz. Or they've always been like a metal or something. A warm buzz. Yeah. But now, then later on, my experience is like I can conjure over space in the body, but I can also conjure over space outside the body. And I can become aware that I am that bigger space. The thing that I talked about, the violent experiments, was the first time I had a fullness dhyana. But since then, the fullness dhyanas, that hadn't been on for a long time, 3 years, but now my fullness dhyanas are quite very subtle. So now it's more like, and this is I described in the Buddhist texts, is that it takes me practice staying in the body, because the way we properly the body, the shape of the body to expand into, and then the shape disappears and it's just space, emptiness. So it's just emptiness. The dhyanas are, fullness dhyanas are 5, 6, 7 and 8, so they're kind of a progressive state, where just as you can become aware of that bubbling energy, you can become aware of the chakras as well, just as that's real, later on you become aware of the space that those that energy is in. And that space is emptiness and it's empty. And you can be, just as you drop into this energy, you can drop it into the spaciousness, and it's just as strong as that body energy. And that spaciousness is like the fullness of that can be around you, I can choose now. This is the point where I used to be able to choose. Well, I'm going to go back and speak to you, and I can just speak to you like a normal person, and just be talking thoughts. Or I could, as I'm speaking to you, I could drop in through the space of the whole body, through my legs and feet. Or I could speak to you, and as I'm speaking to you, I could just become aware of what's happening. So there is some lovely energy there. So as I'm speaking to you, I can sense energy. You have that as well. You can feel the energy of your body and what it's like when you're in situations. But also, later on, you realise that this energy you experience is in something. And you can experience the expanse. So just so aware of the energy in the body, I can be aware of the energy is sitting there. So you can expand to the body, and you can expand outside the body, and then you go, oh my gosh, infinite space. And you can do that infinite space. When you are in infinite space, what will happen is that you can talk and you realise that you are not speaking, you are in do for you, it feels like I am aware of, it feels like as you move through the street, it feels like I'm still the thing, it feels like you're walking on the treadmill. Yeah, it feels like the world's changing, but you are still there. And that's really, that's just as you might think, just as people might think it's impossible to move forward. Often when I think change, they'll just say, oh, Brian's anxious, or Brian's this, or Brian's that. No, it's no watcher understands Steve gets it. A lot of teachers will just say, even though it's in a Buddhist text, because they haven't experienced it, and my advice to them is, when you experience these things, what you can do is change. So how do you put those kind of so you get a lot of people, so people say, oh no, that's the place, and what kind of people divides really because they don't get it. It's just they don't understand. But so the thing I'd say is like one of the things teaching is like it's in the sound, only the sound. So when you're in this expansive space, you realise that there is just some of these teachings are so literally obvious. Well, there's an awareness of something that is only. It's almost like the sound is in space. It's in the space. That is what's happening. But you see it in a way where I'm saying you're very blessed. You don't realise it. Very few people some practices states that these states of preaching can be semi-practical. My practice is that they are semi-practical. But even the person who gets there is like management structure, also neurology gets there. That's a little bit what I know. But make the one with you.
miss a football if you go on retreat. You'll be back that time. See if anyone's out there, Matt. Just okay. So yeah, going to continue with what I've been talking about in terms of the system of practice. And next we're going to look at positive emotion. So that's the second stage, positive emotion. So integration, positive emotion. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? It sort of says what it does what it says on the tin. And the main practice obviously that we've got to cultivate positive emotion is the metta-bhavana practice and the cultivation of positive mental states. And in a way you can see meditation as that. Simply, meditation is the continual cultivation of positive mental states. That's really what it is. That's one definition of meditation. So yeah, we need to be positive, we need to be in a good state of mind in order to really go anywhere with meditation. So you know, if anyone's, if you've meditated for any amount of time, you'll know that it's not enough simply just to focus more and more, because often what that can lead to, if you feel focused but not very positive, is a sense of you just feel like you're not really fully there. You just feel like this is good, and yeah, maybe you feel focused, but it's not really transforming anything in your life. So really the great job of positive emotion is to bring your emotions into your spiritual life. We only get behind what moves us. So if we're moved by something a bit like what Satchimanis was saying, the break, a bit bigger than just getting a tan, or as good as that is, or having some nice food, if we're moved by a bigger vision of life, then our spiritual life can really take off. If we're just moved by making a bit more money. So yeah, when I came to the centre to begin with, the reason I came was to be more focused so I could do better at my job so that I could make more money. And that didn't last very long, because at a certain time my motivation for that, and I was getting more focused and I was working better, but that was just, it felt like that was such a small small scale thing, that eventually something bigger had to break through if I really wanted to keep practicing. So we keep needing to have, we keep having to need to find fresh motivation, and our emotions need to be refined around more positive values. And the metta practice is a way to open up our hearts to positive emotion. Yeah. So the other thing when I came to the centre was that the work that I was doing wasn't very conducive to positive mental states, and at some point it was just too hard to do both things. It was too hard to cultivate positive emotions, i.e. trying to think of others positively, trying to wish others well, trying to wish myself well, trying to have a bigger vision of life. It was too hard to do that because my day-to-day was so anti that. So I'm not saying that you have to change your job, but what I am saying is that positive emotion, what follows from that is a kind of needing to break through into like new territory, and into and one's vision of life has to get bigger with positive emotion. It's not just feeling good and feeling nice. In fact, if you meditate for any amount of time, you'll know that doing the metta bhavana practice, after a while you can tell actually how kind of the reservoir of difficulty that we also have in us, and positivity, but also difficulty and negative emotion. So, I'm not saying it just so we have a nice time, but it's something about depth, positive emotion, depth, breaking through into something of a more whole and exciting vision of life. So that's the second stage. So we'll do the metta practice, and then we'll come out, and then I'll talk about, again, something different, and we'll do something different then. So let me just think about if I've got anything else to add before we start. I guess just keep in mind as well that when you're doing the metta practice, just have an attitude of metta. So easy for us to do the practice and feel like, we're not doing it right, and then feeling bad about ourselves, which is like really sort of a weird contradiction. If we feel like nothing's really happening, well, why don't we just bring a kind of sense of patience and metta, loving kindness to that, rather than feel like I'm not doing it right, I can't do it. It's much easier doing the second stage. So, I don't know. So let's just have an attitude overall of metta to our whole experience when we do the practice, yeah? Even if we're not getting very far, that's fine.
The Buddha's word on love.
That's another time. Fourth metamorphosis. Too long have I been a camel, ship of the desert. Too long knelt to be laden with other men's merchandise. Too long have I been a lion, lord of the jungle. Too long fought paper and tinsel dragons. Too long have I been a child, parent of the future. Now it is time to be myself. The Metabhavna. finally, well actually I'll go back to the first stage I was talking about earlier, which is of integration. And this final thing we'll do a threefold puja, so a ritual, and and that's integration of another sort. So we talked about integration more on a sort of horizontal level, integrating various different aspects of ourselves. And then there's integration on a more vertical level. So integrating our heights, our depths. So really what that means is we are aware, and this is what faith in Buddhism is. It's not it's not a blind belief, but it's an awareness and a confidence that there is more. And because we are sort of aware of that and maybe in touch with that, can we kind of go towards that in the devotional sense, yeah? So in the puja we will we'll do it in call and response, and before that Tanya will read from the Karaniya Metta Sutta, which is the sutra that the Buddha gave about metta, about loving kindness. And then we'll do the puja. At the end we'll have a mantra. Liam will start, and it will be a mantra evoking the Buddha. So feel free to make offerings of candles of light, and just be aware of, in a way, the fact that there is more, and sometimes that's not, it's sort of not that nice to think about. You think, oh yeah, but it's sort of rational, and we know what all there is, and of course we don't, because life brings us all sorts of things that we're not really kind of prepared for, so we can just kind of offer ourselves up to more. So obviously the Buddha's not a deity in that sort of way. So in the puja, that's sort of what we're doing. We're in touch with the heights a bit more, in touch a bit more with the transcendental. So it's a different kind of integration. You see what I mean? We're trying to get in touch with something bigger. So if you haven't made an offering before, you can just see what other people do. Do something similar. There's no sort of right or wrong way to do it. And the main thing is just to feel it, really. And it builds up a particular atmosphere, so just sort of enjoy it. Okay. So yeah, let's sit, and I'll turn the lights down, and then we'll hear from Tanya, and then we'll start the puja.
The Buddha's word on loving kindness. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, content and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud and demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove. Wishing in gladness and in safety may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born. May all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies, and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, free from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding. By not holding fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being free from all sense desires, is not born again into this world.
The threefold puja. Opening reverence. We reverence the Buddha,
We reverence the Buddha,
the perfectly enlightened one,
the perfectly enlightened one,
the shower of the way.
the shower of the way.
We reverence the Dharma,
We reverence the Dharma,
the teaching of the Buddha,
the teaching of the Buddha,
which leads from darkness to light.
which leads from darkness to light.
We reverence the Sangha,
We reverence the Sangha,
the fellowship of the Buddha's disciples,
the fellowship of the Buddha's disciples,
that inspires and guides.
that inspires and guides.
Reverence to the three jewels. We reverence the Buddha
We reverence the Buddha,
and aspire to follow him.
and aspire to follow him.
The Buddha was born as we are born.
The Buddha was born as we are born.
What the Buddha overcame,
What the Buddha overcame,
we too can overcome.
we too can overcome.
What the Buddha attained,
What the Buddha attained,
we too can attain.
we too can attain.
We reverence the Dharma
We reverence the Dharma,
and aspire to follow it.
and aspire to follow it.
With body, speech and mind
With body, speech and mind,
until the end.
until the end.
The truth in all its aspects,
The truth in all its aspects,
the path in all its stages.
the path in all its stages.
We aspire to study,
We aspire to study,
practice,
practice,
realize.
realize.
We reverence the Sangha
We reverence the Sangha,
and aspire to follow it.
and aspire to follow it.
The fellowship of those who tread the way,
The fellowship of those who tread the way.
as one by one
As one by one,
we make our own commitment,
we make our own commitment,
an ever widening circle,
and ever widening circle.
the Sangha grows.
The Sangha grows.
Offerings to the Buddha. Reverencing the Buddha,
Reverencing the Buddha,
we offer flowers,
we offer flowers.
flowers that today are fresh and sweetly blooming,
Flowers that today are fresh and sweetly blooming.
flowers that tomorrow are faded and fallen.
Flowers that tomorrow are faded and fallen.
Our bodies too, like flowers,
Our bodies too, like flowers,
will pass away.
will pass away.
Reverencing the Buddha,
Reverencing the Buddha,
we offer candles.
we offer candles.
To him who is the light,
To him who is the light,
we offer light.
we offer light.
From his greater lamp,
From his great lamp,
a lesser lamp we light within us,
a lesser lamp we light within us.
the lamp of Bodhi,
The lamp of Bodhi,
shining within our hearts.
shining within our hearts.
Reverencing the Buddha,
Reverencing the Buddha,
we offer incense.
we offer incense.
Incense whose fragrance pervades the air.
Incense whose fragrance pervades the air.
The fragrance of the perfect life,
The fragrance of the perfect life,
sweeter than incense,
sweeter than incense,
spreads in all directions
spreads in all directions,
throughout the world.
throughout the world.
Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha.
Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Okay. So yes, that's all we have time for. And thanks for tuning in online. Thanks for coming here. Come back next week. And we'll be doing the practices again. And do consider giving, donating on your way out if you haven't. If you have, thanks very much. As Satchimana said, we're volunteers. So it helps go towards really maintaining the centre. And if you can't as well, that's fine. I think just keep meditating, keep coming back. Okay, and if you could just help as well, putting mats and cushions back. And I'll see you next time.
Thank you.